episode of Unboxing with Big Bear. Today, we've spared little expense on our journey to Dinosaur Island, a game for 2 to 4 players that puts you in charge of an amusement park featuring everyone's favorite and extinct giant lizards. Join me as I mine the depths of this cardboard box for the treasures within and unearth a truly robust game. Without further ado, let's jump in the chopper and head on our way as we bid you welcome to Dinosaur Island. Here we have the box itself, minus the plastic wrap. Right away, the art stands out with a vibrant use of neon coloring. This carries through to the sides, which lay out the standard information: number of players, estimated playtime, and age range. This also boasts an included solo player mode, which is a nice trend in recent board gaming. It's especially helpful for those of you who play games like Dungeons & Dragons or other tabletop role-playing games, for when you can't find your group of friends and get everybody together at a predictable time, but you really have that gaming itch that you want to scratch. Upon removing the lid, this is what greets us: the Rulebook 2.0! It's fairly large and has a good heft to it. You'll notice the pages, inside and out, are rather heavy on the text. While it does suggest you set some time aside prior to your first few playthroughs to familiarize yourself with each stage of the game, it also implies a thorough and careful consideration on the part of the designers to make the game as clear as possible. Of course, something this in-depth is bound to have its share of tricky situations, and I foresee a few instances of house ruling in the near future. The next components to come out are the game pieces themselves, in everyone's favorite form, punch-outs. There are a whopping 7 sheets of these things, and the pieces run the gamut: park attractions, dinosaur paddocks, money, player tokens, and even 90s slang. I'm not sure how these will fit in exactly, but surely the rules will provide a satisfactory explanation as to their inclusion. It's impossible to understate how hard this game is channeling a certain popular 1993 film. The rest of the boards follow the cardstock punchouts. First, we have 4 tracking boards, 1 for each player. They allow you to keep track of things like your accumulated DNA, park security and threat levels, and any research and business features of your company and park. Again, we have a masterful use of color. Everything stands out in a way that is pleasing to the eye. The next boards are the score and turn tracker, followed by what looks to be a shared market area, and finally each player's park space. They're color-coded to match with each corporation that you can play as. This doesn't look to provide any sort of bonus. It's just another way to aesthetically differentiate between different boards. Finally, we have another shared board, which is used at the beginning of each turn. Below all of this cardstock is a sumptuous bag of shame, complete with an embroidered Dinosaur Island patch. This is no flimsy sack, but rather of good construction, and feels like it will stand up to a fair bit of play. The game pieces themselves have already been thoughtfully bagged. You have a collection of color-coded workers, guests, and pink dinosaurs. Don't be fooled by their cool and inviting coloration. These things can cause havoc if not properly cared for. I'd like to take a moment to linger on the dice. Look at these things. Again, such color. In clear mimicry of amber, they are chunky, hefty, and covered in beautiful designs. All we're missing is some sort of mosquito on the inside, but it's probably best that there isn't one there. We have a small bag of cubes to be used to track each player's DNA levels. I love how manipulative heavy this game is. Here are the cards. Among them, we have various objectives, each connected to a certain length of game. Beginners might prefer to start with a few shorter games in order to get the feel for the mechanics and flow of play, as well as to avoid prompting any table flipping. Medium and long games are also options, though probably best saved after players have better understanding of how the rules work. Plot twist cards are included in this package, which look to be extra bonuses or penalties that players can take throughout the game. The cards themselves feel great, They have good texture and weight to them and aren't flimsy. Of course, they will be jumping into sleeves as soon as possible. The box even includes extra bags. How to use them is up to you. I have some ideas already and am much more appreciative of the designers for this small but vital inclusion. The second package of cards includes more plot twists as well as our roster of specialists. Each one is depicted with such energy, for the most part. The chef is clearly not having a good day. The computer programmer, on the other hand, while seemingly reserved on the outside, is likely a seething pot of underappreciated and traitorous rage. If only people would say the magic word when asking for things. The last few cards look to be geared specifically towards solo play for those wishing to take on the feat of running a dinosaur theme park on their own. The game components, once all set up, take up a substantial footprint on your table or other play surface, which is appropriate for the subject of Dinosaur Island. Setting up all the components can be a chore of its own, so be sure to set aside extra time on game day to allow for organization. Even though you have to sink a bit more time at the front end, the aesthetic qualities and sheer volume of pieces to move are well worth the wait. And that's it. All that's left now is to play, and hopefully not cause a global catastrophe, or a PR nightmare for your bioengineering firm. If you like beautiful art and lots of fiddly bits to move around a tabletop, I can highly suggest picking up a copy of this game. Don't worry about whether you should, do it because you can. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, this is Big Bear, wishing you happy gaming.